Hello everybody, कैसे हैं आप सब? I hope you are all good. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about difference between present continuous and present indefinite. So if you are a student or you are preparing for competitive exams or you are going for interview, so in each situation you need to be very much aware of the difference of present continuous and present indefinite. So let us begin with the basics. So if we talk about the helping verb, with present continuous we use is, are, am, and with present indefinite we use do and does as helping verbs. Now are we going to use is, are or am? It depends on your subject. If your subject is singular, we are going to use is. He is, she is, it is, Alex is, James is, Mohan is. And if your subject is plural, we are going to use are. We are, you are, they are. And if your subject is I, we are going to use am. Now let's talk about the helping verbs of present indefinite. With present indefinite, we use do and does. With our singular subjects, we use does. And with our plural subjects, we use do. So we do not use helping verbs in the affirmative structure of present indefinite. Now let us talk about the main verb. So with present continuous, we are going to use fourth form of main verb, that is also known as first form plus ing. And with present indefinite, we are going to use first form of main verb. Now let's start with the first difference between present continuous and present indefinite. So we use present continuous when we talk about ongoing actions. Actions that are going on at the time of reporting or speaking. I can say I am making a video because at the time of reporting, at the time of speaking, I am making a video. I can also say I am teaching English. I am talking to you. So whenever we talk about actions that are going on in front of us, we can report them live. If we report them live, we report them in continuous tense. If I see outside the window and I see children playing, so I can say a few children are playing, not children's. Do not ever say children's. It is children. So I can say children are playing outside. Let us assume it is raining outside. So at the time of reporting, some action is going on. So I'll say it is raining because we are talking about an action that is in progressive mode. And since we talk about actions that are in progressive mode, we also call it present progressive tense. While if we talk about present indefinite, we use present indefinite to talk about repetitive actions or to talk about our routine. So whenever we talk about something that somebody does repeatedly or something that we do again and again on daily basis, repeatedly, so we use present indefinite tense. I can say I make videos at 2 p.m. So it means I'm talking about an action that takes place every day. I'm talking about a repetitive action. You can also use present indefinite to talk about your routine. So whenever you talk to people about your routine, let's say you wake up at 6 a.m., you do yoga at 7 a.m., you go to school at 8 a.m., you come back at 2 p.m., you have lunch at 3 p.m., you have dinner at 4 p.m. So, in all these sentences, whenever we talk about routine, whenever we talk about repeated actions, actions that keep repeating themselves, we always use present indefinite. Am I clear? Now, the second difference between present continuous and present indefinite is we use present continuous tense when we talk about actions that are temporary and short, that are going to last only for a short period of time, that are not going to last for a longer time. So, if I say I'm making a video, it means this is a temporary action. This is not going to last for the rest of the day. It is a short action. While whenever we talk about permanent actions, Now, what are the actions that we consider permanent? Of course, whenever we talk about where do we belong. So, if I tell about my native place, I have been born here, I have been raised here. So if I tell somebody about my native place, I'll always use present indefinite tense. I'll say, I belong to Gwalior. I belong to Madhya Pradesh. Because I have been raised in this city, I have been raised at this place. So this situation becomes a permanent situation for me. So whenever you talk, like let's say if you are in an interview, somebody asking you about your native place. So do not ever say I'm belonging to. Always use present indefinite tense, that is I belong. Now another situation that is considered a permanent situation whenever you talk about your job, what you do for your living. So if somebody asks you, the question will also be asked in the present indefinite. I'll not ask you what you are doing or what are you doing. Sorry. I'll say what do you do. If I ask you what do you do, it means I want to know about your job. It means I want to know about your profession. So whenever you answer this question, you will always answer in present indefinite tense. For an example, you can say, I teach in a private school, or I work in in an NGO. You can also say I work in police department. You can say I play. Now let's take two sentences and we'll see the difference between those two sentences. If I say I sing and I am singing. Now, what is the difference between these two sentences? The first the difference is, of course, this one is in present indefinite and this one is in present continuous. In present continuous, as I told you, we talk about actions that are going on. So, if I say I sing, it means it is my job, it is my task. I sing every day, or maybe I am a singer by profession. Whereas if I say I am singing, it means right now I am singing, but it doesn't mean that I am a singer by profession. So whenever you talk about your profession, whenever you talk about your job, you always use present indefinite tense. If I say he plays cricket and then he is playing cricket. Now the basic difference, if I say he plays cricket, it means maybe he's a cricketer. Maybe he's a cricketer by profession. I'm talking about his profession, his job, his craft. But if I say he's playing cricket, it means when I saw him at that very moment, or when I see him at this point of time, he's playing cricket. But it doesn't mean that he's a cricketer by profession. So whenever you talk about permanent situations, like whenever you talk about your native place, whenever you talk about your job, your profession, you always have to use present indefinite tense. Whereas when you talk about something that is temporary, that is not going to last for a long time, always go with present continuous tense. The next difference is the use of state verbs. Now, before we move on to the use of state verbs, I'll let you know what is the difference between state verbs and main verbs. So, main verbs are also known as action verbs. Action verbs talk about actions. They talk about physical actions like singing, teaching, dancing, fighting, maybe swimming, running, jumping. Whereas, if we talk about state verbs, we talk about our mental state, something that is not physical. If I say, I know you, so know is a state verb because in this action, I mean, in this verb, I am not trying to represent any physical action. If I say, I own a big house, I possess a big bungalow, so all these verbs are state verbs and state verbs are never used in ing form. So do not use state verbs with present continuous tense or any continuous tense. Since state verbs cannot be used in ing form, do not use them with continuous tense. While with present indefinite, of course, you can use state verbs. State verbs can be used with present indefinite tense. Most of the English speakers or most of the people while communicating, while being in the interview or while writing, they make this mistake. So whenever I say I own this land and I am owning this land. Now, out of these two sentences, the first one is correct. I'll say I own this land because whenever we use state verbs in our sentences, we always use them in base verb, in base form. So I'll say I own this land and not I'm owning this land. So do not ever use state verbs in ing form. I can say, I can say one more thing. This house comprises 5 rooms and this house is comprising 5 rooms. So comprise means something that accommodates something, that is kind of that circles something. So whenever you say that a certain house has 5 rooms, now in this sentence we are not going to use the word comprising. We'll always report this sentence in present indefinite. So we'll say this house comprises 5 rooms and not this house is comprising 5 rooms. In the same way, if you use consist of, for an example, if I say this building is consisting of 5 flats, now I am making mistake because consist of is again a state verb. So we are not going to report this in present continuous, rather we should use present indefinite tense. So I'll say this building consists of 5 flats. So this is how we are going to deal with state verbs. Now next point. The next point is do not use present continuous tense with point of time and duration of time. If I say I am playing cricket at 5 p.m., this is not correct because I am playing cricket right now. So you cannot use point of time with present continuous tense. On the other hand, you can definitely use point of time with present indefinite tense. You can say I play cricket at 5 p.m. It means you are telling somebody about your routine. It means you play cricket at 5 p.m. every day. Same manner, you cannot use duration of time with present continuous tense. You cannot say it is raining for 2 hours because the situation is of present perfect continuous tense that we'll talk about in our upcoming videos. So definitely you do not use duration and point of time with present continuous tense. While I can always use duration and point of time with present indefinite tense. If I say it rains, or let's forget about rain, if I say I teach English for 2 hours, it means I'm talking about my routine. It means on daily basis I teach English for at least 2 hours. So definitely I can use duration with present indefinite tense and point of time with present on the indefinite tense. So these are some of the most important points of what is the difference between present continuous and present indefinite tense, and these things will definitely gonna help you. Whether you are preparing for competitive exams, whether you want to become good at writing, whether you are appearing for the interview or for the or for something else, whether you are communicating with your friends, with your loved ones, or whether you are preparing for IELTS exam, definitely these things will gonna help you a lot with your thing. So in this video, I'll keep this video this short. I'm not gonna make it so long. Thank you so much for being with me, for watching this video. If you like my videos, please do watch them, subscribe them, like them, share with your loved ones, with your friends. Thank you so much.